Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Monday.
Happy
Happy
Monday.
How
Jinx.
was your weekend?
Right?
You
I
guys
was
do
like,
anything?
did you say it at the same time? Because it sounded like I just heard myself in echo. Weekend was good. I got to see some NHL training camp action. That was cool.
Nice. Yeah, isn't that
Oh,
starting
that's awesome.
relatively soon?
Yeah, a couple weeks out to the NHL season here, so excited for that. Should be pretty good. There was a wild highlight on Connor Bedard from the first game there, and he scored just a wild goal. Guy is special, so that's cool. But no one's here for hockey, I'm gonna assume.
No worries, bro. Yeah, my weekend was good too, bro. I was just telling Danksy, man, I finally settled into my new place. I'm done rearranging. This was like the first weekend, bro, that like I was like, I got to do what I actually wanted to do. So
Settled in.
just
Free
about a month
time.
later, man. But yeah, it's nice, dude. It's nice to finally sit down. I got to really analyze some charts last night. I was actually just looking right now, dude. For some reason, I feel like I'm getting different reports on some of these numbers, but I was checking out the charts, sending some updates of the charts to the Discord over the weekend. But other than that, man, like I said, I finally got to do what I wanted to do. I game planned, and now I'm ready to run it up, man.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
mean it's been a great week since the last time we talked.
Definitely.
Just straight up, and then today we got a little bit of pullback. Yeah, weekend's pretty chill. Just like you said, a lot of meme coin activity now. In general, particularly on ETH, which is surprising. Something we can look at later on. I put in a call on our DGen meme coin trading channel on Discord. I think a couple hours ago. Still looking for a pretty good entry on that. But yeah, Rhodes, if you want to start on the slides and we'll move forward from there.
Definitely, we are all in lockstep when it comes to what's happened here recently. So, first off, Bitcoin has a good run over the last week. It surged about 63.4. We're about 63.3 at the moment, and then ETH kind of trailed off of that and kind of took over on the charge. Meme coins and alts up in general. And then when we're talking about meme coins, we're looking at ETH beta meme coins as kind of leading the way. And so strength on ETH, a little weakness to Solana. Fire Dancer went live. I think it's officially live. I know they showed it off at Breakpoint. Overall, Solana kind of selling the news on everything that happened down in Breakpoint, I guess, with it lagging a little bit to everything else, which is fair. It had previously performed pretty strong relative to Ethereum in general. And then on the NFT side of things, Magic Eden goes optional royalties. I know this is in the Bitcoin macro, but it's also kind of just the major headlines, the way that stands. NFTs overall volume on Ethereum reasonable. Ordinals had strong volume and relative strength. We've seen this in the past, but anytime Bitcoin is in any kind of reasonable rally, that's when you see ordinals tend to perform and then go quiet thereafter. And then if we get more strength through Bitcoin, ordinals surge more. And so it's a nice kind of leveraged bet when Bitcoin's moving. And then Solana lagging a bit after, I guess, last week we were talking about everything going on in the DeGod ecosystem and a ton of volume on Solana there. Risers, Zuki on the majors is up a couple percent. Otherwise, pretty quiet. Like I said, seeing some on the ordinal side of things, no bunks, Bitcoin puppets, etc. Kind of having strength. You know, the four majors there on Bitcoin. And then a couple major sales on the art side of things, 200 ETH, 55 ETH, showing and highlighting there on the sales side of things. And in meme coins, big surges across the board. A lot of meme coins up. Really quiet on meme coins. In fact, you know, our last session and then the Wednesday session, it's like, okay, meme coins are really quiet. NFTs are taking a bit of spotlight, et cetera, et cetera. And then all of a sudden we get this kind of crypto pump and then meme coins come surging back. and it's positive. I think a bit of an over sell off for the most part on meme coins, and then you're seeing some strength return back to, I guess, probably the meme coins that are showing relative stability and staying power. So we'll dive into those as we go. Prediction markets. I dug a lot to try and find something I thought stood out. Of course, for me, it's not hard to find something on the NFL side of things. And an interesting one that stands out there is we really do have a new top tight end in the NFL. And I think that's going to continue to progress. And that's Brock Bowers, Vegas Raiders, showing some strength and an interesting speculative move on Polymarket, the way things are standing there. So that's kind of the headlines. Let's maybe switch the slide. Feel free if anyone wants to present, but I'll switch into Bitcoin here on the chaos chart. But overall, things looking pretty good. You can see that over the last while here, really, I guess the last couple weeks, it's been mostly up only. I think last time we were here, we were just in the start of this kind of green candle, thinking that there's a possibility more down. It was right in this range here. It never broke below my range of 57.4, and since it held that kind of real good liquidity range, it's broken out, and we're looking pretty good. Next real key range for me is 65,000, and getting above that. I guess since we last spoke as well, that was the FOMC rate change on the 18th, correct? So we've had that. We got 50 basis points, a little bit kind of off expectations. We talked about this a bit on Wednesday, but yeah, it's fed the markets in general overall. I guess a bit surprisingly, I guess, risk on assets, a sharper decrease in rates can produce some risk on bets in that respect. So crypto has surged there. I'm going to pause. What's the thoughts on the macro of Bitcoin and everything that's going on?
Yeah, it seems like markets approving of the 50 basis point decrease. I think you said it last time as well, where they should have cut rates the last meeting. I think they just did that correction with the 50. I mean, it seems like every Monday we talk, it's always at a pivotal point. If I like you said, if it breaks 65, I mean, we can see this might be the move up that we're looking for like 5-6 months now. So this is a pretty exciting time. Interestingly enough, that other alts are moving. I was assuming that Bitcoin would be the first and have the biggest move, but other alts are doing pretty well as well. And then, yeah, just looking forward to the next couple weeks and seeing how that plays out.
Definitely, bro. Yeah, like you said, it's kind of cool. I like doing these every Monday too, especially for us. I feel like it's easier for us to identify the patterns. But bro, you made a good point where every Monday we do these, like the next day is pivotal. Like the next day after we talk, something happens. And even I think the week before, whatever date that was, I'd have to look, but I'd be willing to bet it was kind of a pivotal day too. So it's kind of neat that you pointed that out, because I've kind of noticed that too, like subconsciously. I'm like, it kind of seems weird. Like every time we talk the next week, like, there's something happened. But yeah, no, as far as Bitcoin goes, bro, I'll pull up my screen really quick here. I'm kind of with you, Rotes. I like where we're looking there. If I can figure out what I'm trying to pull up. There we go.
I think it's a mix of the weekends and Monday being pretty slow times in terms of volume and price action, and then us just talking about and getting everyone hyped up about the new week of trading, and then getting that volatility in. I think it's mostly us, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing to do with the fact that we have ETS and large players at scale into the markets at this point. It's really everyone that listens to us reacting, and we are moving the market quite substantially. Pivots every Monday is a big pivot. You know, if you look at Monday, we've seen a lot of kind of back and forth pivots on Mondays. If you highlight them out, and it makes it's interesting. You know, if this Monday is a pivot, then you would look for some downside off of this Monday. But like if you map them out, every Monday for the last few weeks has been this, like, you know, if we're going up, it's going the other direction. We're going down, it's going up, kind of that opposite direction. So it's pretty cool to see that. So
No, it definitely is, bro. It definitely is. But yeah, Rotes, I kind of I'm seeing what you're seeing. I have one last zone here that I wouldn't say worried about, but I would say that we're holding up against. You know, on a daily, this is the 88.6% on a fib level. I want to see us really break above on there on a candle side of things. On a daily, even we're still kind of holding right above that. If we throw it on here from really about this high to down here, you know, we're sitting right at that almost perfectly. But as far as macro goes, bro, I mean, that's more on a small basis, but I do want to see us break above that and kind of continue up to that 65, 66 level, up to here. And really that's probably that next trend line touch, the trend line test. We've tested it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, 7 different weeks. We've touched it, played along against it. I think this is the one, bro. Personally, I don't know, it's a little biased, but I think this is the one where we probably play there again and break above and maybe even test above. But I feel like we're not going to like really blast through just yet. I feel like there's a few things that could play out still. I think we're still in a reactive state of the market, but you know, even here on the weekly, what I'm looking at, I want to really see us break above there on a small time frame. Long time frame, I think we will. I think it'll be an easy move through there up to that 66K when we hit that trend line. But as far as that goes, bro, I thought it was pretty unique too. Whoever was sharing their 50 basis points, whoever had that information, bro, was sharing it around. I'm just gonna trust him next time. You know, I was questioning who was behind the information. This time, I'll just listen.
No, surprisingly, I mean, maybe a little bit overconfident on my end because I bet the 25.
Mhm.
But the CME or the Fed Watch, I guess options or what the traders are predicting, like these institutional traders were predicting, it shot down, like I said last week, in like 4 days from like 30 something, 20 something percent to like 60%, 55% for 50 basis points. So they definitely knew something.
Dang,
But yeah, I mean, do you think
good times with Nance.
the options for the Bitcoin ETFs play a large role in the Bitcoin price going up in the future? What do you guys think about the leverage potential of options here?
Honestly, bro, I mean, if you look at any really the predictive markets in general, bro, like any derivatives trading, like dude, that's like where almost all the money is in the market. You know, traditional finance speaking. But honestly, bro, it's I don't know as far as affecting price with Bitcoin. I think it'll bring more eyes to it publicly. You know, if it keeps gaining traction. At this point, Bitcoin's not gonna, I don't think, gonna go quiet. You know, they've been reporting it daily in the news, but honestly, bro, I think personally, I think I like the fact that it allows people who can't really technically buy crypto. You know, you look at people inside of Fidelity, people that work at banks, there's certain people that aren't allowed to have it. But I think it gives larger players the option to play behind the scenes.
I don't have anything to add. I got so wrapped up in marking out those Mondays that I've been looking at that trend and trying to see if there's a distinct pattern off of that. I mean, it appears to be, but you know, there's a lot of lines now on this chart, which is exciting in so many reasons. But you know, if we look off these Mondays, they're pretty reactive, kind of off of the trend for the most part. There's a couple Mondays here where there's a little less reaction, or maybe a little delayed, but it might be just the way those cycles play out. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I personally would consider trading options on Bitcoin over holding Bitcoin just for the extra leverage, especially now in this in this point in time, it's kind of what I'm the most used to for trading and for maximizing returns on the risk adjusted side, especially with the leverage aspect of options.
Yeah, bro, I love leverage trading really in general. And I agree with you. I think as far as percentage returns go, maybe on Bitcoin, you're probably need your best percent returns leverage trading. I think the average person probably won't be doing that. I think leverage trading probably takes a little more discipline, emotional intelligence, self-control from your greed and pretty much every other emotion that plays on you. But yeah, man, I think as far as percentage returns go, I think that's where you're going to see the most money be made is leverage trading.
Yeah.
How does that introduce more volatility then to Bitcoin, or does that reduce volatility?
Oh, it probably introduces more. I think the highs and lows of Bitcoin will be more extreme. Now that, I mean, people have to cover not only the options on the ETFs, but the ETF makers have to have the Bitcoin in reserves now.
Yep.
In addition to the options, so it's kind of it's quite interesting how it's going to play out. I think once we see them approve it, I think it was today or yesterday that they started talking about it. I think it's a good liquidity, good injection of liquidity into the market, especially for trading Bitcoin.
Definitely, bro. Yeah, and especially like I was gonna say too, I think it depends as well, depending on if they're buying the Bitcoin, holding it in like a spot ETF versus like if they're just buying or holding US dollars in reserve. The spot ETFs, I'm pretty sure have to have it as a reserve, but there's some that I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think some of the options trading doesn't require it. Maybe I might be wrong about that, but I know the spot ETFs have to back it. They have to actually have the underlying asset.
Yeah,
But I do, yeah, I think overall that's good, especially long term. I think even MicroStrategy stock is an easy. Well, I think we'll see a slower version of what MicroStrategy stock did, because it's a lot of they had to announce what they were doing because they're security, so they say, hey, look, we'll buy your stuff at a premium, or you just keep holding it, and this is what we're going to be doing with our reserves. And people they ended up actually getting more trading volume because of the fact that they were starting to buy more Bitcoin, and the premium that they were buying the shares back at was actually not a premium after they announced it, because now the trading price was above it. But I think MicroStrategy stock specifically, I think that's maybe a good indicator for how it might affect it, maybe on a slower scale.
all right. Yeah, you want to pull up the ETH chart? I mean, ETH is outperforming Bitcoin recently. I don't know if you want to show. I mean, I said in the Discord, ETH was a pretty good buy. I think it was like Wednesday of last week, and I mean, it's just been moving, right? This could be the low point of the last couple months for ETH for the next move up.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, a lot of safety in this 2100 range as it is. So once it's kind of taken that bounce early September from there, we're looking pretty good. It'd be really nice to see it claim this 2700 and play in that range for a bit. But ETH is seeing some strength overall, which is great to see, because it had really struggled. Now, and maybe at this point too, you start to see some of that narrative with the ETS with them and flow into ETH kind of start to gain a little bit more traction. So quite a slide from the announcement back in May for ETH. Really down only since then for the most part, and it's excellent to see a good rebound here. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think so as well. And funny enough, Rotes, I went on ETH and kind of marked up a few Mondays. And dude, it's kind of crazy. Like last Monday, we were in that 20, I think 22, 25 zone. I think 2,225 roughly,
Hmm.
maybe 23. But yeah, no, it's kind of neat to see that. Even here on ETH, you look at it and kind of you see that almost a similar pattern as well. You go back 3 Mondays and kind of each Tuesday is that pivotal day. I don't know. We're gonna have to look into Tuesdays a little heavier or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But
I know there was a period of time where Mondays were kind of the strength for the week, and then every Tuesday was kind of like a bit of a dump. And I don't know if that was kind of an ETF related move, but yeah, seeing some of that activity there, where Monday into Tuesday is your pivot point for the week, and kind of drives out the week thereafter for the most part. Pretty wild to see.
definitely, bro. Yeah, and I pulled up my chart here, but I'm looking. I want to see us probably move up above. I think we'll probably blow through that 27. I think we're gonna probably move up towards that 28 level. I don't know if that's what you were saying. I might have missed it, but yeah, I want to see us kind of move up towards here. And we might have a little trouble, a little resistance here for a minute, but um, I'm pretty bullish on continuing up. And if you zoom out, you can see this is actually a 618 level. We moved this over, and it's pretty much that exact same level too. Right there. But yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit of resistance here, but ultimately I think we're going to move up to this 2800 level. And dude, that ETH definitely, like Danksy said, made a freaking turnaround, bro. And I actually had the ETH approval deadline, which was right here. I think that was the deadline, but I think you were right. I think it was one of these few days before.
Just
And
before, yeah.
you get that nice bullish push up and kind of dumped off. But who knows, bro? That's maybe the bigger money moving in the background, preparing to maybe buy the ETF in preparation for maybe a bigger percentage return. I'd have to look at the money flow and why they, why would you want to not hold the actual asset? But yeah, ultimately, bro, I think we're moving up from here still. Even if we come down, touch 25 again, wouldn't be too worried. Even 24 and then moved up.
No, I think ETH kind of has a lot more room to run up top
Mhm.
than compared to Bitcoin. That's kind of why the risk return is so much better on holding ETH right now. I mean, we can probably see like 3,200, 3,400 ETH before there's significant selling pressure on a large scale for people taking profits, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Once you get back to testing range levels here from the ETF, 3,200, 3,800 range, still a lot of room to move. And then even all time high, another 1,000 above that. So there's quite a lot of room there on ETH for sure. And if we're looking at BTC dominance sliding into alts, Ethereum included, then you're going to see some strength kind of led through, I think, ETH and alts with that.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think also too, looking at Aave, Aave was one of those things that we were talking about as an early indicator for what the market was doing. And dude, it ran, bro. She took off. Nice to see that. Usually Maker was something I paid attention to more, but even Maker still kind of holding those levels down below. Still a little quiet, but Aave kind of ran there, bro. We were also talking back maybe 2 Mondays ago that it was at a beautiful level. Forget what we were thinking about as far as early indicators go, but it was at a nice level to accumulate. And now I think it was at, what was that? Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. It was about $100 Ave. We're up about $72 on it. Nice 60+%. But yeah, man, it was a good zone. But now for me, like I'm looking at that, I'm thinking I want to see us break above that 180, bro. We break above that 180, and right now I'm expecting more alts to kind of continue to trail up behind this. Maybe even Maker makes a bigger move. Compound, I think, is still holding around. It's up $4, not much, but yeah, I'm interested. When Aave moves, I'm paying attention. So, or Compound or Maker. So I like that. And then Soul too. Obviously, we're just looking at ETH, but Soul's quiet right now, man.
Yeah. Doesn't change a lot, I don't think, for Soul in general. I think it's just a post cycle of the breakpoint and everything going on there. I think overall Solana is shown to be a pretty robust chain, and it's going to continue to have success regardless of where it's at in the kind of cycle in turns here. So where Solana's at in this 140 range has been really strong. I think it's a good area for additional accumulation here. And then it's just a matter of it running from there. So if you're feeling like you missed the trail of Ethereum and that activity, then Solana I think is just as good of a bet here. Beyond looking at some of the alts that have seen some success here, I know one that's gotten a lot of attention here in the last little bit is Tau. It's been on this just straight heater over the last couple weeks. Tau is in the AI space. I'm not sure if this is one that was labeled by Furloco as one of the ones that he was watching, but it has seen a pretty significant run. A little bit of mixed opinion in terms of like what it stands for, what it actually does, but anything AI related has seen quite a run on the alt side of things. Any thoughts here on Tau, or is it just?
I'm not too familiar with it, honestly.
No, I mean, I think a bunch of the AI ones are running right now. If you want to pull up, Arweave is also running like crazy today. Also 16% today.
Is FTM? I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, that one. So it could be an
bounce at a recent
interesting
levels
entry
here.
point for this one as well.
Love to see it get above this like $25 range. I think it'd be actually almost $26 range probably. But yeah, nice little pop there.
Take profit or entry? 26, 20. What do you think?
I want to see it above there for a continuation. I can see some resistance in this 26 range. So right around here, you could get a bit of a rejection. So we're at 22, 23 right now. So I think there's some move from this range, but I would look for some rejection in the 26 range. So if you're looking to enter, I think you can enter at any point right now.
Yeah, Render is another one I like as well. Came down on that $3. The 375 would have been a nice entry, perfect entry, really. But like you said, bro, can't cry about miss opportunities. Honestly, I think even really above that 580 again. I mean, I like it. I'm not saying go and buy it by any means. Definitely look into it. But I think as far as AI tokens go, Danksy, you're right, bro. I think they're definitely on the rise up.
Render's like at this like key level right now.
I know, bro. That's what I'm saying.
This $6 range here. If it pushes above here, like it's go time. But like I can see again, does it reject off of this kind of current range here?
The Monday reversal.
The Monday reversal is that's kind of what it looks like on Render. Yeah.
Get that little Tuesday shutdown. That's funny, Danksy. Yeah, honestly, I'm interested now to see what these some of these charts do tomorrow. See if our patterns, if we're catching on.
Any other on the alt side of things, or do we slide into?
That's pretty much it for me, man. I mean, there's a ton of really fire projects,
Yeah.
but as far as
Yeah.
like, I mean, dude, I still really like Chainlink. Chainlink again, amazing project. I think that's another one, but that one's also kind of one of those pivotal zones too, bro. Almost looks just like this chart. Um, I'm pretty bullish on that project. I do hold some of it, but um, I just personally like the actual project, like what they do. But yeah,
Pull it up.
it's down there in the bottom under the render.
Huh.
Similar. I think it needs to break a few levels here to continue up, but I don't know. Maybe we get that Tuesday reversal, get one last good entry, and maybe we move up from there. But it just depends too what the rest of the market does. I think if Aave keeps continuing up, we're gonna really see these alts run.
What's up, guys? I just wanted to. I jumped in a little late. Sorry about that. I got the kids and everything, but I do want to. Dude, Render is one of those that like. It's a heart piece, bro. Like I remember watching the beginning of it and then watching it start off and grow, and then I only aped in from like $2 to like $3, and then after that I sold it. But like, it's starting to hit me now, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I like Render. Like, but like, bro, it's like you said, bro. It depends what happens here on tomorrow. On
Yeah.
this chart.
Yeah. This is definitely an interesting spot for Render on whether or not it's breaking out or if it's gonna reject. Yeah, I mean, historical weekly trends would say it's probably gonna reject, but we'll see from that. I think it looks really enticing at this point.
Yeah, top 50 on CoinGecko. It's got some liquidity in it, so not by any means a smaller project, but definitely one of the ones I've been keeping an eye on. Had a nice range from I think it was like 373 to I don't know, but either way, yeah, still awesome opportunity. As far as alts go, though, I think that's really all the ones I care to mention.
Yeah, check out Stacks. I know we played that in the last move up on Bitcoin. It's STA or SDX. That's what it is. That's the ticker, and it's basically a leveraged. It's like a Bitcoin L2 situation. So it moves closely with Bitcoin, and it's higher beta. Could be pretty interesting if you're bullish on Bitcoin and want to get more leverage.
Interesting. What's up, Bird? Sorry, bro. I didn't mean to you kept popped in here. So what's up?
No, you're good. I'm late, so I definitely deserve the treatment. Like I said, I've been busy. I worked 40 hours over the weekend, and then the kids today, and just got my daughter out of school, and she's been acting a fool. So it's been a busy day so far.
Brother didn't sleep this weekend.
I was gonna say, my math says he's sleeping 4 hours a night and working every other hour. I'm tired just thinking about it.
Yes, sir.
I got a little nap in with my son today, though. We slept a good 3 hours, so it all worked out in the end.
Man, Stacks is at this wild kind of range here as well. That you'd want to see it kind of pop above. But yeah, right in that exact spot.
And Danksy, you said what was Stacks exactly? It was
It's like a Bitcoin L2.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's had its moments of where it's really had a lot of attention. It's a little bit pulled back. I'm gonna close my door here 1 second.
Here you go, bro. Yeah, it looks like it's got some fire tokenomics too, bro.
My screen's a little small. What is that chart timeline on? Is that a day or?
Yeah, that's daily.
Oh, that chart looks amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin goes up, it does pretty well. Seeing that it is L2, and higher beta, less people, less market cap to buy into, and all that. CryptoBird, do you got any alts you want us to look at? This is the alt section of the show. A lot of the AI stuff is pumping, and then just, I mean, everything is kind of doing well. It's just what is doing the best.
Honestly, man, I really haven't looked into alts as like an investor for a couple months now. To be honest, I've been just doing small trades on meme coins and cashing some money out, but I haven't really like done a large chunk of investing into alts. So I'm really not too familiar with what the market's doing in that aspect. I'm more on the meme coin side at the moment, but definitely once I cash in something bigger, then definitely get back into it. But I'm not too familiar at the moment.
One last one I want to mention, bro. That I forgot about, GRT, the graph. Another one, pivotal spot, bro. They almost all these charts look the same at this point. But almost similar look, bro.
No, so Quant, I
mean-
know me and Tyler have talked about it a couple times, but if I remember correctly, I'd have to look at it. But Quant was actually pretty low, and for what it is, I do think from the last time I seen it, at least, it has some potential ahead of it, especially with the second half of the bull run. But like I said, I haven't looked at it. I just do remember that popped up in my head that Quant was one of those ones that really hasn't moved. If anything, it kind of went down a little bit. So I don't know if we could look at that would be cool, but I mean, it's not a necessity.
Yeah, Quant looks like it held. It's still down, close to its all-time low, I believe, or at least what I'm looking at. But I mean, it's still holding the level, bro. Like you said, it's an actual cool project. But without any adoption, the cool project is nothing. So I don't know. I like the project again, but I want to see. I mean, it's still top 100 on CoinGecko too, but it needs to see some action.
Yeah, that chart that's the chart right there. It doesn't look doesn't look too sexy if I'm being honest, but I mean,
not like Stacks or any of the AI ones.
No. Like I said, nothing of like the altcoin status. I've been in like the meme coin, you can call it, but it is AI. The strawberry AI, it's Tiggerberry, but I think it's at 18 million right now. It's still much lower than altcoin like ranges, if you want to call it. But like I said, I haven't really been too invested into the larger portions of altcoins. I do want to talk about that project later when we get to the meme coins. So
yeah. All right, let's slide it into a bit of NFT. Mostly pretty quiet. The big headline news at the moment is Magic Eden taking a pivot on their stance. I mean, a lot of the writing is almost on the wall when you look at the marketplace and the fact that Magic Eden is struggling to have any share of volume on the ETH side of things for as a marketplace. And the only real success that they have is on ordinals, and then Solana, right? So Magic Eden is cutting or making royalties optional. Danksy, as a founder, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, there isn't really any differentiating product when it comes to marketplaces.
No.
So it is a race to the zero. We kind of saw that with Blur. I know people have different point of view on if Blur actually killed it or not. But as expected, if you can't enforce them if you can't enforce them like 100%, people are going to find a way to not pay it. So that's kind of my take. It's kind of as expected, and I think for a while now people have been understanding that royalties are not here to stay. So I mean, I think it's a little bit, they're locked into the NFT game, so that's kind of what they're focused on, but I don't think it's a pretty big change in reality.
Yeah, and I mean it's a subset of of the market where there are collections that are restricted to Magic Eden, and those are less than the majority of collections, and so it has a lesser impact in the sense of that most collections are already living in this space of optional royalties, whether it's through OpenSea or Blur, and how that's all kind of translated out. Seeing a bit of a downtrend in daily activity for NFTs overall. That post we had a nice, real good run on the mid-September. This bit of a spike overall in activity, some sweeps, etc. And over the last week here, it's kind of trailed off a bit. Been pretty quiet on NFTs, other than Ordinal seeing a run. Again, we talked about this a bit, I think, last week, in the sense that there had been such a news cycle, such a release cycle across NFTs that we had that pump, and just expect a bit of quietness overall. Daily activity in terms of average sale is up. We're seeing a kind of a move towards higher end sales, but in a sense of new buyers, etc., get this trend down that we haven't seen really since back into July. So a bit of quietening and a bit of a leveling off of the overall NFT index, where everything's kind of remained flat here, really for about the last month. So interesting to see. Maybe an interesting opportunity in a sense that as things get quiet, will open up a bit of a buying opportunity in a very near future for some collections. If you're looking at them in the past where everything had been on this run, look for a bit of a further pullback here to enter in. But overall, I think, again, healthy for some of the attention. Zuki's has gained a bit of traction here, and I think will continue to gain momentum. They're my major watch in general, along with seeing what goes on with apes. And then other than that, you're going to get these pop off kind of short cycle kind of timeframes for certain collections as they have these kind of news events. But it's just a matter of looking for opportunities where they persist. Any additional stuff on NFTs on the Ethereum side of things?
Yeah, I think it's mine's more of a question towards you guys. So, I mean, if you don't want to answer, you don't have to. But like, are you guys going out and buying new NFTs as of right now? I'm personally not. Like, if I'm buying anything, I'm buying like more of what I hold, or I'm buying more tokens. But I'm not going and buying new NFTs personally.
I think the general gauge on a lot of the market is exactly that, right? If you are interested in a project, for the most part, you're already in it. You will get, I mean, you saw it with Doodles to a degree, where we'll get this influx of bowl posting, etc. I've picked up my first Doodle, etc. With things progressing, but like the overall NFT ecosystem is a kind of a recycled group of individuals. Yeah, and so you may get interested and attracted into certain projects as things go on, and find your kind of brief opportunities that you're looking at to pick up a collection that you haven't owned in the past. But I think for the most part, we're out here supporting the projects that we've been invested in, and trying to make sure that you're maintaining that community, that culture with that. How about you, Dinksy?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at different buying opportunities. Like, I'm always talking to these founders anyways, so they're definitely still cooking up some things. It's just whether or not we can get more people into the NFTs, especially the community side. That's kind of the main driving force for a lot of these projects right now. And I mean, it's at some point there will be some amount of capital flowing back in NFTs. Probably not like the old days, but it's still pretty good to be able to join communities and interact and connect with people through the Web3 NFT situation.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's an important side of it, bro. Is the community aspect being it's almost like a marketing great group of people marketing, right? You got a lot of vast variety of backgrounds from lawyers, doctors, every walk of life you could think of. And some of them have a lot of money, some of them have a little money, but at the end of the day, bro, there's so many awesome people and great connections I've made in Web3. um I think a lot of I mean, the reason I'm asking is kind of more like to get like an idea, because my opinion is, and my thought is right now the NFT market is like Road said, it's kind of more recycled right now. There's certain projects that I don't hold that I'm looking to hold in the future. Ones that, like you said, connecting with founders, talking with them. There's people that I want to meet and connect with. And I think by buying the NFTs, you almost get like a quicker in too with some of these people. But ultimately, bro, like, it would have to be something really amazing for me to go buy something that I'm not already
Mhm.
like, that I don't already know about. Like if there were to be some new drop, some crazy Nike this, or and there is the niche markets, so I'm not like trying to down talk it, but um I'm hoping that this bull run, because I love NFTs personally, but I'm hoping that the market, the market running up brings some more attention to us, as far as NFTs go.
Yeah, I got a couple viewpoints on this, so I'm gonna go on a small little ramble, if that's okay.
Go for it. Looking forward
Uh,
to it.
so I think so. Let's. There's gonna be like an overall aspect and then like a very short term aspect of it. But I think the overall aspect of NFTs from, let's just say, like 2021 and like the beginning of NFTs was a lot of hype. There was a lot of hype. Nobody, and I just talked about this earlier actually. Nobody really knew like what was going to work, what to expect, what utilities were actually needed. Like there was just a lot. It was a new object. It's like the shiny new metal for a kid. Like nobody knew. It was like a new thing, and all these things were being said about NFTs. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna move Earth fucking 300 meters to the left. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there was all these things that were being said about NFTs at the very beginning that they just didn't come into fruition. Like it was just hype. That's literally all it was. And through the bear market, you kind of realized like what projects are, I don't know if I want to say necessary, but they're lasting. The founders are working. The communities are sticking around. Like there was very few, not many of it. If you look at the overall aspect of NFTs from then till now, it's not the same. Like it's definitely it's been a drawback, and I think it went from fantasy to reality. Now we're at the reality standpoint of NFTs. Like what is actually useful, what communities are actually active, and what founders are actually working, you know? And I think the people that are investing now are investing in not only the communities but the founders as well. Like because I've been I have been investing in a lot of different NFTs, and I've been given a lot of NFTs into different projects and stuff like that. And something I noticed is a lot of the projects that are still here from years ago don't have the same team. Like somebody took it over, a CM ended up becoming the owner, or something happened, along the way. So now we're at like the reality standpoint of NFTs, and I think it happened for the overall aspect of Web3 in general. I think this happened for like Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything as well. There was the fantasy stage, and then there's the reality stage. But I think NFTs are still kind of newer to where people are just now hitting that reality stage of realizing like Tyler said, one of the big things is the communities and access. Like I get to talk to people specifically because of the NFT that I own. And I've noticed that personally. I've had that happen to me to where like I've tried to reach out to somebody until I bought their NFT that I didn't talk to them. So I do think you get kind of like an access pass by owning NFTs in a way. But I also think the people that are investing now, like specifically right now, are kind of seeing the long-term vision of like reality, but also like the communities and things like that. They're just like they're investing in things that they believe in after all of the things set, all the dust settled, right? But like the short-term version, I think it's September. Like you said, there was a huge spike in September, and historically speaking, for all of Web3, like whether you're talking Bitcoin or whatever it may be, historically speaking, September is one of the worst months. It's red candles almost on every map that you look at. And October is historically one of the best months for crypto. So I think in the very short term vision, I think people are investing simply for that small little ride. But overall, I do think, like I said, that reality has hit. So in the long term, I do think it's going to be the projects that have the business mindset or that have the community mindset that stick around and keep working that are actually going to like come into fruition, and those price ranges are going to hit where they should be. But I don't, and I will say this, I don't think, let me close this door. I don't think that we will see them same ranges and those huge spikes and that fantasy phase. Like, I don't think we're gonna get that crazy volume to where you're like, holy shit, dude, I could have became a millionaire if I grabbed this. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that's gonna happen. I do think there is money to be made in NFTs, but I do think it's also more you're investing in people, whether it's the community, the founder, or whatever it may be. I think it's whether it's art or the community, like you're not really investing in it to become rich. That's like that meme coins have kind of taken that throne. So like people have hit reality, like you're not going to flip a 30x on an NFT, but you can get access to certain people and you can possibly make some money depending on the project. You know, some projects are business minded, some are just very community minded or whatever it may be. I do think there is some money to be made, but I don't think we'll ever get back to that like fantasy stage that we were at, because I remember the beginning, and because Tyler will tell you this, like, dude, I used to get messages of like, oh, this NFT is pretty cool, and I grabbed like 10 of them thinking I'm gonna make some money off them just instantly, and then they would just, dude, they would fail like instantly. I just never see them again. Like, so I don't think we'll ever hit that fantasy phase, but I do think that we are at the reality standpoint of it, and I honestly think that's a good thing. I think without having to overthink it, it's just now we know exactly what it is and what is possible or what is even actually needed. Like I said at the beginning, there was like, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And none of that shit was actually needed. It just sounded cool. It was that shiny metal effect. So that's just my viewpoint on NFTs as overall. Like I said, it's the people that are either art collectors or community collectors or founder collectors that are buying NFTs at the moment, or the short term version collectors that are like, oh, next month things can pump. Because like I said before too, in one of our spaces, say if let's just use Quirkies as an example. If their floor price is 1 ETH and ETH is at 3,300 compared to them being 1 ETH at 2,300, when it goes back, you can still make money at that 1 ETH floor price, even if it didn't go up at all, just because ETH went up. So I think there's the short-term investors too, but I do think in overall, it's more of like a community aspect, or like you're investing in people or like an art collector. So I mean, that's just where I'm at on NFTs overall.
The projects that have moved on and done well are the ones that set out with, either had this like lightning in a bottle kind of moment with fantastic art and now have created a business out of it, maybe something like Azuki, or they came in with an idea of business from the start and try to build something and using NFTs as a form of a launch pad to kind of build into this culture element that was going on, are the projects that are being successful. I think Tyler and I both had this moment while you were speaking that we totally saw the NFT collection that was moving dirt 300 meters to the right, and thought, what, that exactly, you could envision exactly that conversation, or some other bullshit hyped up kind of thing that we're all going crazy into. So it's nice to kind of get to this evolution of, we've had these products that have been around for such a long time and they've really established and laid this foundation, and we know what a successful NFT project collection business company can become, and that's what we're looking for when it comes to the next interesting project or the projects that exist, and where they're coming around to finally developing something that they've been working on for some time. And that's where we're going to find the attraction, that or conversations and stuff like that. So yeah, it's totally an evolution from where NFTs are at. I think it's really exciting to see Corky's, the one that we talked about, price wise, in that range of 0.7577 range, one of the successful ones over the last 30 days. But I also kind of wanted to dig in and take a look, because I'm seeing here DGods down the most over the last month period. Of course, we know that they, just a week ago they were running the table up substantially. All of that token launch, and this is going to slide us really nice in terms of a transition, is to take a quick look at DGods and then get right into meme coins. And so I want to.
I was gonna say, didn't they switch over to like the 404 system where you can switch back and forth between coins and NFTs?
Yeah, they're at 50 mil market cap right now on their token.
50?
50, yeah.
50? Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I like the idea of the 404 system, but the one project that I was introduced to 404 with was Fluffies, and they ran up to 30 million in one day and it just completely died afterwards, and everybody
that's the one like months ago, right?
Right, like it, dude. And I ended up getting some. I got some Mystic. I got some Grails out of it, and I thought it was like 404s was the next big thing. That kind of takes us back to the fantasy stage of it, of like, oh, it's, you know what I'm saying? But I don't. 404, it's a good idea theoretically. I just haven't seen it play out to where it actually works.
I mean, it's like the truly fractionalization of NFTs, what they were trying to do before.
Right. And I think also, because I mean, when you think about like the stages of what Web3 is, I think NFTs in general are kind of like just a step above meme coins and like stability, depending on what you invest in, obviously. But like, I just mixing the two sounded great. Like I said, I just haven't seen it play out. Just amazing. You know what I'm saying? To where it was like, oh, wow, this really is the next big thing. It's working out. I haven't seen that yet from 404.
I mean, it was like, it's the same concept as when the NFT hype was like insane, right? Like you said before, where they would try to like fractionalize CryptoPunks and apes and everything and through DAOs, but this is just, instead of having a DAO, you can just sell tokens.
Yeah, I'd like to see the future play out of it. But I don't know. I just, like, when you think about it, like, you're selling, the whole point of buying NFTs is a community, the art and things like that. And now you're trading it into a meme coin to where you're like purely profits. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I like the idea, but I don't. So it's one of those win loses for me. Like,
this is the DGod token.
This is the DGods. It's the concept's fun, but
it sounds good on paper.
meme gods. Maybe that should have been their token name, is meme gods.
Honestly, bro,
I'm buying meme gods, but I'm not buying DGods as a token, as a meme coin. But yeah, they're essentially down only, really over the last week. And hopefully there's a bit of accumulation down in this, like, say 47.5, 45 mil range, and then they can work a bit of a rebound from there. But it's this, like, the whole idea about meme coins is, well, there's no whole idea about meme coins, let's be honest, but the meme coins in general is, it's attention, and if there's not attention and price go up, then it's cheating, right? And that's what we're seeing here. So it's one of those kind of crazy Frank cycle things that's going on, and we'll see how it plays out. But for the most part, from where we were last week to where we are now, I don't think anything has turned out to be any more positive. It's last week we were at 65 mil on this big slide down from where it was at previously, up over 100 mil or close to 100 mil. And it's this continuation down. And then you see the NFTs kind of slide down. Sure, it's cool that you can exchange the 404 and get a different DGod, but I mean, you could sell your DGod and buy a different DGod as it was anyways. You already had all of that ability. And it takes away the true strength of NFTs in the first place. when you lose that sense of identity and ownership and true community when you're a verifiable owner instead of someone that has some token of a meme coin. Yeah. So
Yeah,
leading the
if
way,
if you're the D Gods owner, what's the next step here? Because you're on a timeline now. You're like it slowly just bleeds out. What's the next move here?
Rename it. I don't know, bro.
I don't know what the next step is.
I don't know if there
Right?
is
Like,
one. Maybe
yeah,
can you
I
mulligan?
think
Like, can
I
you do a
think this
rehit,
was the
retry?
next step. Like this was it.
No, honestly
it's
though, Rhodes, I think you brought it up. It's like even the name, bro, DGod to be a meme coin is just it's too serious of a name. Like it reminds me of my girlfriend's cat. Its real name was Skip, but nobody takes the cat serious, so they call him Skippy. Like, Skip's too serious for a name for this
yeah,
clumsy cat. Like it
meme
literally
god.
reminds me
Should have
of
been
that.
meme
But
god. Yeah.
yeah, I think, bro, I think a different name would have helped them out even.
Mhm,
Maybe,
mhm.
I don't know.
On a more bullish sentiment, Nero on Ethereum has just taken off. We looked at it in this like 150, 170K or 170 mil range. Sorry. It is now up to $500 million and still looks completely strong, looking like it's, you know, on its way to $1 billion at this point. Seeing some strength, of course, obviously the listing changed everything there. It's I don't know. I still get angry at the fact that it can just be listed and it's the random version of the token, not even the one that's leading the way. And there you go. It's what takes off, right? Like it's frustrating. And that was always my challenge with Nero because there were so many versions of it when it first came alive. But Ethereum kind of going to show that it's where the high end of meme coins tends to reside, right? They're just maybe it's a little bit more sticky, a little bit more friction to move in and out, whatever it is. But Ethereum generates the best market cap stability and performance across most meme coins. And yeah, did you get any Nero, Danksy?
No, I got the other one, but I sold it to do other plays.
Okay.
Yeah, equally as I mean, what are you gonna do, right? Binance can do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
This
Good
is the
thing
CTO
I was
version,
not
right?
in the other one for sure. But I mean, I think it brings a lot of life back into meme coin activity. Seeing this, what I don't even know how much it is, like 25x at this point. On this meme coin on ETH, it kind of shows that yeah, people do have ETH money, right? People who buy ETH meme coins are kind of more diamond handed than other chains, and it's it's positive for the overall meme coin ecosystem.
Yeah. So now the real magic question is, are we back into meme coins? Is the lull over and are we back into meme coins? Or is this just a quick pump because everything was pumping? What's our thoughts here?
Dude,
Yeah,
I
I want to
don't
hear
know.
Crypto Bird. He said he was looking at meme coins. He probably has some alpha that he can share.
I don't know about that. No, I think meme coins, I don't know if they're ever really going to go anywhere unless it comes to like regulation. But I do think it's going to bounce around to like where the money's actually being made. If like different chains or whatever it may be. But I don't think meme coins really set it off to where people are like comparing it to other career fields of like, you can't make that money in real estate. I just seen somebody hit 100x. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like you're never gonna get that out of like a Bitcoin conversation or something like that. So I do think meme coins are always going to be around, like I said, unless it comes to like regulation of these coins because of there's just so many and stuff like that. But the meme coin, you can make a lot of money in them. So I do think the overall sentiment is always going to be either positive or hopeful. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to hope they can make that money, even if they keep losing. They see people making that money, so I don't think they're really going to go anywhere. But meme coins, it really follows the market as well. Of like, what is the overall market doing? Do people have money? And also, to your point of like the stability on ETH, I think it just comes from the investors. You got to think a lot of the ETH whales were early ETH whales. Meme coins didn't exist the way they did back then, to where like we had this conversation in this room before of like pump.fun where it's just 10,000 coins a day being made. It's stuff like, you know what I'm saying, to where it's like the entire field of meme coins is different than what it was last cycle. And I think a lot of and Solana is rather new. And not only that, but Solana, I feel like last cycle Solana pumped. This cycle the Solana network is pumping, to where it's like meme coins are being made on there like that and stuff like that, to where stuff on Solana is popping off, which is why Solana is doing well, especially from the bottom that it hit. What was it, like $10? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think the ETH whales are just, they have more stability mindsets of like they've held it since whenever it was created. It's been around a lot longer than Solana, and I think that's why you get that stability a little bit. It also, I mean, that can really go any way, but I do think that the whales that have the ETH are just earlier whales, and that's why things like that really last the way that they do. But also, people always have the mindset of like, ETH is king. And I've heard it multiple times, like, we can make money on Solana, but you hold on ETH. Like, you get a quick pump out of Solana, but you hold on ETH. So I just wanted to jump back to that as well.
Yeah, we've seen some good runs, both on ETH. Really, I mean, Nero's the huge winner on ETH. Mog, a bit of a rebound.
Popcat's doing
Still,
well on.
still a ways to go. I was gonna say, yeah, there are a few that have performed quite well. Popcat is pushing towards all-time high. I think it's really interesting where it's getting right up to this 1 billion level again, which was really where it took the all-time high and hit that poly market level as the first cat. But yeah, so like Popcat from between here and a billion and then crossing a billion, I think is all interesting grabs here. You know, there's some good stability right around the 875 range. So yeah, I kind of like Popcat in the sense, can it push into the billion? Mew has performed very well and is up to 500 million, so half a billion, and you know, was at 1.750 mil. So there's some room there. This 500 mil range has been a challenging spot for it to break out several times. So if you see it kind of clear that 500 mil into 510, I think you know, that would be one to watch for a bit of a run thereafter. Anything above 510 on Mew is probably going to be a breakout. But yeah, lots of the coins are kind of seeing some success. Andy on ETH is seeing its highest level for, let's see here, for some time, back to June. I know that one's been pushed by some circles here for a while, but a really strong rebound for Andy. You're actually seeing the overall ecosystem of the boys club kind of in general seeing some moves there. Andy, Brett, Mumu. Mumu's kind of the more recent winner. So and they have performed well. They provide, you know, almost this big, larger community. They have a real strong foundation in meme culture. So they're always kind of a good, solid, safe bet for meme coins that are going to have some stability. But yeah, everything overall is performed quite well, and I think it brings enough attention that, you know, when crypto is moving, you're going to get this kind of cascading slide of okay, Bitcoin's performing, but its stability, Now we're moving down the alt chain. Now we're moving into memes. You're always looking for this larger kind of risk curve when things are performing well to kind of capture that pump. And then when things are sliding, then you get the opposite effect as you move in and out of the, I guess, the flywheel effect, right? So Bitcoin, the most stability, and then you kind of move out that risk curve as things go on. So when you see this move on Bitcoin that leads into ETH and then leads into meme coins, it all kind of works in tandem. If we get a Tuesday flip, then you're going to see a pullback on meme coins, right? But Bitcoin, if it's pushing up above 66K and challenging range levels or anything above that, then yeah, you're certainly looking at meme coins doing well. I think as we go into October and the bullishness of Q4, I don't see why meme coins won't be successful through that range as well, and you probably see outsized gains through meme coins. So as much as it was quiet for a period of time, I think it's really important to maybe pay some more attention, look at some of those key levels and these breakouts, because you're going to see some winners through meme coins. At least that's my take.
It pays to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, funny enough, the Tuesday candle just opened, so if you guys want to get a little early alpha,
Oh no,
see what's
here it
gonna
comes.
happen.
Here comes the
Yeah, right.
Tuesday candle, right?
That daily candle, the new candle just opened, but yeah, man, I'm definitely interested overall. Obviously, long term. I mean, year 2, 3, 4 years from now, we're gonna be looking back at this like, bro, can't believe I didn't sell my everything to buy Bitcoin or to buy an altcoin or this.
And if you mirror NFTs to meme coins, there's gonna be a handful of meme coins that are successful through the cycle, that have a bit of staying power. Meme coins have never had this degree of influx as they have through Pump.Fun and everything else that's gone on. So as much as you may be attached to, I don't know, smoking chicken fish or whatever it may be, um, chances are that meme is going to go to zero. And just be aware and like literally don't bag hold throughout. Um, that's where I've always tend to lend towards the established coins, and there's still enough risk reward in those to see a sizable move, and then watching new coins during key levels and level runs, because that's where you'll see the runs. But from there, you're in and out, just kind of like how you were with NFTs when they would go on this tear, and it would last for a couple weeks, and then after that couple weeks, then interest would shift into something else, and then it'd slowly bleed out, right? So I think that's really important to kind of keep in mind that you could get in, and you see this with whether it's WIF and those that were early in WIF think WIF was going to be the next big thing, and then it dies down and it loses some of that steam. And of course, it's still at 1.75 billion market cap. It's still quite an established meme coin, but just be aware that not all of them are going to take off, right? So
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
said, I
WIF's
think.
been
Oh, go ahead.
pretty
You're good.
stable recently. It's kind of crazy.
what's that, sorry?
WIF's been kind of stable recently. Like it hasn't made any
Yeah.
moves.
It's a really nice accumulation. WIF above, I mean, 2 billion is where you look for that breakout, but it's like in this pretty tight range between, well, I mean, it's not that tight of a range to be honest, but 1.4 to 1 to 2 billion, in that range there, it's kind of been stable. So just looking for some kind of move in and out of that range is where you're going to look for any kind of breakout, but it's right in the middle of this range that it's been over the last few months. Yeah, and it's super stable. To me, it looks pretty attractive because of that.
Yeah, and something you said, I did. Meme coins are very quick. I know you see the articles of like millionaires are made and stuff like that, and obviously the quote unquote normies. I kind of I don't know if I like that phrase or not, but like, the people who are not in Web3, they read those articles and they think, oh, if I buy this meme coin in 5 years, I'll be a billionaire. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. It just simply doesn't. They are in and out. The only people making money in meme coins are the people who sell. Like, you have to sell your bag to be able to make actual money out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where you can make quick money out of it, but it's not something that you like invest in a long-term strategy. And you could probably pull one example out, two examples out, three examples, but we're talking about, like I said earlier, 10,000 coins are being made a day, and one of them are going to be that one like, so you're thinking you're going to get rich and just hold forever and just get richer and richer. It doesn't happen like that. Meme coins are a quick in and out. You make your money, move on, and it goes on the overall aspect of Web3 too. Like Web3 moves fast. Meme coins move even faster. So like, there's going to be that hype on it, but it's going to die off more than likely, like you said, and you're gonna lose. I've invested in so many tokens where I made money. I held too long, I've lost money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens so fast, dude. Like, so I do that. People should be aware of that. Of like, these meme coins and like I said, regulation at some point might come around on these things, on the meme coin side of things, to where it's like you can't just make these coins goes up, goes down. It does. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be something behind that, but they are definitely like, you make money off them, you put into something you believe in a lot more. So I think a lot of it comes from like the Dogecoin thing, where it was so cheap and then it just blew up, and you know what I'm saying. And I bought it at like 0.002 and it ran up to like what, 72 cents or something like that. And people thought it was just gonna keep going. SNL's coming, it's just gonna keep going. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't. Like, they're meme coins. It's not like a lifetime investment. So it definitely is one of those in and out kind of things of like, whether it's in at 3 million, out at 500 million, like that happens within months. It doesn't happen within years of like, you know what I'm saying? So you definitely have to be aware of what you're investing in, and timing. You, like I said, you have to sell to make money. Just because, you know what I'm saying? Just because you see it on the screen, it says, oh, you got 100K. Well, if you don't sell it, you ain't got shit. So like, you got to sell to make money. So that is it. The meme coins are definitely one of those in and out kind of things, to where you put that profits into something you believe in a lot more.
So when Elon becomes the Department of Government Efficiency, if Trump wins the election, and if that's where we land, then is Doge not like $1?
See, the thing is, right? I
$10.
actually wanted to bring this up because I know Danksy is heavy on this. This is something we've been
Yes.
back and forth on multiple
Yeah.
stages now. So, Danksy, have you seen it now that they did the D.O.G.E? Now they're making meme coins based off of that. They're not doing it to Dodge. Like, they're making new Doges. Like,
Yeah, but like they
like,
can make new Doges the whole time. It doesn't really matter. It's the people who've never touched crypto buying into crypto will go to Dogecoin. That's what I'm banking on. Right now,
So
it's
how
still
is
all the
it-
same money flowing into these meme coins. Like, it's all the same people who've been here the whole time. Like, it's not new money.
right. No, I definitely feel it. So how do you think it affects the overall Doge aspect of him doing that? Like, do you think it gets affected by new coins being made, or like the people that were in it that were like, I can buy something lower, it can be 9 million market cap and blow it from there? Or do you think that money's going to flow eventually into the original Doge?
I'm more worried about what meme coins you can buy on Robinhood. That's what I'm really worried
Yeah.
about for people, for the same, because we're competing for that pool of capital, not the pool of capital that's buying Nero, that's going to go flow into Doge, that's going to flow into Popcat. Like, Popcat's not even on Robinhood. Like, if you ask anyone about the Popcat meme coin, like, they don't know what you're talking about, right? The meme coins they probably know about are Doge and maybe, what's the S one, the S dog one?
Shiba.
Yeah, Shiba. And
That's
those are
nice.
probably two of the meme coins that they know about. That's it.
Yeah, because those were the original ones from the last cycle that like I said, we're the 1 in 10,000. Like, you know, like we all know, like, Doge was created as a joke and it was not taken seriously, and then it was taken very fucking seriously. So, like I said, I was just curious on like I said, because I have seen it. I've actually invested into a couple tokens of the D.O, like the new like Doge thing that because he's been making the post, Elon, and I haven't looked at Doge in a couple, I'd say days or maybe a week or two, but so I haven't seen how it's really been affecting it. But I have seen multiple new tokens come out, pump, dump, disappear. So I wasn't sure if like I don't know how to view the new post, like because we talked about it before to where we're like, oh, if Elon starts posting about it, God candles are coming, and I don't think I've seen that yet. So I don't know if people are just over it to where like it's a high market cap, so I can't make that 30x off of that compared to like buying something at 5 million and trying to get the money there, or if people are gonna be like, I don't care about these new tokens. If he's talking about it, I'm gonna buy the original. Like you said, it's on Robinhood. It's on the big stages. Like Doge is there. People know about it, and they see the new interaction from Elon. And not only that, but we're adding Donald Trump into the mix. And I don't care who you are. If you're in America, you're hearing about Donald Trump right now. Like you're hearing his name. It's out there. So I don't know how it really affects the overall situation of the original Doge.
Thanks. Yeah, I liked your input when you said the Robinhood thing, bro. You know, because a lot of new capital, right? The new money, the like what we would call a normie, the average person, like, you know, when they're getting into crypto, are they going through Robinhood? Most likely. Like, honestly, I think the first time I even bought crypto originally was through Robinhood, and then I realized that I couldn't send it out, and I'm like, well, what the frick, bro? And then I was on to the next platform. But yeah, I liked the fact that you actually brought that up, because I think you know, you're right. I think depending on what the platforms offer and the most used platform, right? If we look at these exchanges or the most used platforms to buy crypto, you know, who's getting the most influx of you know, we were looking at it for NFTs, but when we look at it for exchanges, who's getting that inflow of meme coin money? And I think that would actually be interesting to look at too, as far as like, you know, looking at a chart and just kind of identifying something. But yeah, I liked when you said that, Brooks. It made me think a little differently about really which meme tokens are going to run. I think maybe when a bull run and really alts start to run, like which ones can you access the most easiest?
Right. I mean, it's still a 10x possibility to $1, right? So there's still, like, they don't know about the 100,000x that's normal on meme coins for like the first hour, right? They're just like, oh, crypto is like potential 2x to 10x to 20x maybe, right? Compared to stocks, which are what, 1x at most.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky if you get a 2.
Right? Or like 20%, 30% gains in a year, and they're looking at Dogecoin, which could hit 25 cents in, let's say, 2-3 months. That's a full 150% gain, and then that's when Elon starts tweeting, right? And you get another 100% gain there. It at that point it sucks a lot of people in, right? Because they don't know about trading. they're just FOMOing into Dogecoin.
Into their dream. Doge.
Right. Not to mention from the last cycle, there's a lot of people that are not invested who still know about Dogecoin. Like I hear about it constantly of people, and to Tyler's point too, like you talk to new people and you're like, oh, I'm thinking about getting into crypto. What should I do? Should I add Coinbase or should I add Robinhood or crypto.com? And nobody's really like, yo, how do I create a MetaMask wallet and trade meme coins on Uniswap? You don't hear that. They don't even, that doesn't even exist in their vocabulary. Like they just don't know until, like you said, that first hour when they get in and they start learning and they start seeing posts and things like that. When you get in, you more than likely are looking at the larger exchanges that are in media from the celebrities and stuff like that. And like I said, Elon Musk, he's probably the biggest marketer inside of Web3, even though it's like very select tokens, he has the biggest influence over the overall like aspect of money coming in. There's a lot of people that invest in it just because of that. But like you said, that nobody comes in and they're like, yeah, how do I get a Telegram bot? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's coming in like, hey, man, I want to get a Maestro bot to start trading meme coins. Like, they come in and they're like, what exchange should I get on? So that visibility is a huge aspect of, like, I don't really like the normies saying, but like they call them normies. So like the normies coming in, the whole huge overall aspect is what can they view off of those exchanges, and the bigger ones are like you said, Doge and Shiba and the bigger meme coins. So there is definitely that aspect of it as well.
Bird feels like he's saying a racist slang when he's saying normie.
Dude, I do, bro. Like, I feel like I'm like offending somebody. Like, you don't know what Web3 is, you dummy. Like, I don't.
Well, it's like Harry Potter, bro. They call them the Muggles, you know. But no, honestly, bro, like, yeah, thanks. You really made me think a little bit differently too, just specifically about the meme coins, but you know, the whole NFT narrative that Bird went on too. And the one we were talking about, there was like a lot of recycled in the market. I think you're right, bro. A lot of that new money is going to come through most likely Coinbase or most likely Robinhood or wherever they're buying these meme coins. I personally don't know, but to find out where they're buying them wouldn't really necessarily matter as much, but to find out what they're buying or what's available on that platform where that token, where most of that money's flowing in, I think that visibility is a huge factor here, bro. Because if you can't just go and easily buy it, then you know the new money's not going to it.
Eventually, do you guys know if anything like that exists? Like, that would actually be a very, very cool tool to see, like, large chunks of money made off meme coins. When they're cashed out, where do they go? You know what I'm saying? Like if someone made $1 million off a PopCat, they cash it out. Like, where do they put it? Like, does anything like that exist? Or
Lambos?
Bitcoin, gold.
You got it on that one. You won.
Like, couple other
Miami apartments and Lambos.
You should see how many Lambos Danksy drives.
Yeah. I'm at a quarter Lambo right now. I had to liquidate some of my Lambo positions.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't mean to laugh like that, but so nothing exists like that, like an actual like marketplace where you could see like meme coin money turn into altcoin money, or like NFT money turn into Bitcoin, or you know what I'm saying? Like, where these monies and these huge profits are being made, and where are they putting them? Nothing like that exists, correct?
There's probably
something. It's probably like you have to track so many things, right? Different chains, exchanges. You kind of don't have an insight on exchange transactions. So once it's in the exchange, who knows where it goes?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But no, I'm sure there's probably like a DeFi version of it. There's probably a DeFi version of it. I think it's Dune or Rune. I think it's Dune.com, where you can kind of go in there. I'm sure somebody's created some type of chart somewhere, some way. But really, I think maybe looking at because you want the centralized exchange, because that's where the new money's going to come from. A lot of the DEXs are just going to be the, not wash trading, but just the recycled trading, for lack of terms there. But yeah, man, it's definitely interesting.
Sounds like something we got to create together. We got to create an algorithm. We got to find a dev, but like we got to find somebody who can create an algorithm to show like where big profits are being made and where they're being sent to. And that's our next step, dude. That's what we're going to do.
You got to hit up your girl.
Probably going through like a Monero, another like wash or something. Dude, I think it's all the insiders make most of the money in meme coins. It's quite hard to make 1,000x, 10,000x, like unless you're like super lucky.
Sure. And like it kind of brings me back to earlier. So I did ask, is that the CTO version? I do know there was a PvP going on between the Neros. Was it the CTO version that got the Binance listing?
It was the first one. It's not the CTO. It was just the first Nero, like by contract address or by contract creation.
Okay, yeah, because I see there was definitely a huge battle going on, and it's been like a recent trend of PvP. I've been seeing multiple like ticker names having like a PvP situation. And not only that, but I've told you guys before, I kind of watch Telegram and I study channels and things like that. Like, bro, like the KOLs, the devs are reaching out to. So I don't get that. So what I do is I watch the people that do get that. And you see these people, they're talking about PvPs. There's a nice little ticker or a narrative that comes out, and 15 tokens come out, and 3 of them do really well, and it becomes a PvP between them. So that's become a thing recently, but I seen it with Nero, and then I seen the listing on Binance and that explosion and everything else, and then the one token went to 500 million, and so I don't know. I was kind of curious on that as well.
Yeah, the PvP on Nero is quite insane. But I think with the last, I guess, weekend, couple days, it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like it's an uptrend or moving back up on the meme coin activity. So we should watch how that flows over the week. But hopefully Tuesday isn't the reversal day as we suspect, and hopefully it keeps going up for everything right now.
It was a bit of a red Monday, so we might, if Monday's red, then maybe Monday we're going to reverse into a stronger green day. Tuesday, I tend to suspect that we're reversing down. We'll see how much though, right?
Yeah, Bird, you missed early on in the call. These Monday calls, Tuesday calls, we've been getting pretty big, bro. We've been reaching a lot of people. So every time we get on these calls and we're talking about the market, we end up persuading the market, and the market just flips, bro.
Hell yeah, dude! Bitcoin to 1 million. Speaking into existence, Bitcoin to $1 billion.
Dogecoin to $100. That's what we're really. That's the real ask. That's the homework assignment.
But no, bro, we were actually marking out some Mondays, and funny enough, like almost every Tuesday is like like a pivotal point. Like something happens like the next day. That's why we've been joking. Like I was joking, like
I was curious. I was like, is Tuesday a special day, or like did it become your favorite day of the week? What happened?
We're paying attention to Tuesdays a bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like Dogecoin is opening green, so we're putting in the work.
So I do have a question. I brought it up earlier for Danksy and wrote. I know Tyler, you're not so much into the meme coins, but have you guys heard of the Strawberry AI?
No, you want to pull it up real quick?
I'm on my phone. You'll have to pull it up. The ticker is Berry, BERRY. But yeah, there you go. We got in around 4 million in the Discord. They just attended Token 2049, and I'm drawing a blank right now. They just got another invitation to ETH. What's the next conference for ETH? It's ETH
Denver.
I don't think it's Denver. I think it was weird when I seen it. It was like a new convention this year, but they just got invited to that as well. And they're supposed to be doing a bunch of big stuff with AI, and that's why I brought it up because Rhodes mentioned AI earlier. They're really heavy into AI. They got a personal assistant. They got a Telegram assistant to where it's like, basically, if you got too many messages, you can put them into the bot, and they will get a general summary of what the messages were about to get the important key points. But the reason I like it is because it has the meme coin aspect of it as well. It's a strawberry. Like, you know how easy it is to meme a strawberry? It's so common in everyday life. But this is something I've been invested in recently, and I got my Discord into it, and it's been doing very, very well. So I was just kind of curious if you guys have seen it, if you guys have heard of it, or what.
We've heard about it now. I will say that it sounds like a lot of utility for a meme coin, but it's
so like you said earlier. I've been watching the founders talk about it, and the meme coin aspect of it was kind of like how you said, like launch. It was like the launch pad for NFTs to a business. So it was kind of one of them where they started off with a bunch of memes up around strawberries, and it kind of blew up, and then the utilities kind of blew up, and they were like, this is actually what we're doing, but we do have that meme coin aspect, but we do have utility. Like, so that's kind of what interested me to it too, because it's a utility token that memefies itself. to where it's like, oh, we have something that we can meme to get that visual appeal or whatever, and get that eye catcher, but it does have utility that makes people kind of stick around. And the chart, if you look at it, it's been doing very well. Like I said, our Discord, I posted in our Discord at like 4.5 million, I believe, right just a little under 5 million, and it maxed out around 25 million just recently. But I don't know, it gives, I don't know if you remember, do you remember OPSEC? No, I'll take that as a no.
No,
I only
I was
know.
gonna.
I only know because of you.
I was gonna say, I think you've talked about it in the past, so that's why I hesitated. I was like, "That's the one you talked about in the past, is it not?"
Well, we actually, in my Discord, I posted it at 3 million, and it ran up to 300 million, and it attended ETH Denver, and it kind of, and that's one of the reasons I'm kind of biased towards this token, is it gives me OPSEC vibes of like, it kind of started off as like a meme thing, it turned into like a reality of utility, and then they really stuck to it and blew up. OPSEC has kind of died since then, unfortunately, but it did have 100x in our Discord for it, but it did very well. But the like I said, Barry has been doing kind of like the same path, and a lot of the KOLs that have been talking about it has been saying the same thing. It's given like OPSEC vibes, and they're joining ETH conferences. They just joined Token 2049 and things like that. So and I can't predict the future. I go off past experiences towards new experiences, and it's kind of giving me that past experience of the 100x we hit. So I kind of like it, to be. I've been invested in it, I've been holding it, and I've just been watching. But dude, some of the tweets are actually kind of funny, of the like meme side of it. It's where they meme everything on strawberries. It's been kind of funny, but they also, there, go back up, right there. It should have it right. Milan, ETH Milan. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're attending their second conference now, and this is a newer token. This came out quite recently, and I think it came out in the middle of August. But like I said, it's been doing something, and I like the fact that it's very memeable. It's like holding a strawberry. like, I don't know. I just think it's funny, to be honest. But it's got some utility to it for what they say they're building, and not only that, but you know who Sam Altman is, right?
Yeah.
He's like the open AI guy. He's been interacting heavily with the Twitter page. Sam Altman's been interacting with the Twitter page quite heavily, and supposedly one of the devs for the team. And this is not a fact. Don't hold me to this, but supposedly one of the devs for the team is connected with OpenAI, and that's why they're doing this. But I don't know. I kind of like the token. I'm kind of biased because it's been going well for us, so I do want it to keep going up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like I said, it gives me those OPSEC vibes to where it was like memeified, it got utilified, and then now it's just growing. They're just doing their thing. So I believe it's around 18 million now. I'm on my phone, so everything's really small, but the chart looks pretty good, and they've been doing very well recently. Like I said, I'm not trying to shill it and like everyone buy this, but I was kind of curious on your thoughts of it, if you heard of it.
You've piqued my interest quite a bit.
Yeah, I gotta
I'll
look
say.
into it more.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting bits to it. And at an 18 million, $19 million market cap, like, your risk
Yeah, I feel
reward
bad
is
because I
kind of
wish it
nice.
was 4.5. Like, I feel bad saying it now. Like, I feel like a dick, but I don't know. It's doing well, and like I said, I just wanted opinions on it, and if you guys knew anything or anything like that.
Anytime when it comes to a meme coin and you talk utility versus the meme coin itself, I'm looking at it and saying, okay, well, if you're in the meme space, you're a meme coin. Utility is a afterthought. You have to have meme ability, and that's what I look at. The magic about this one that I think makes it a little bit more interesting is it's got AI attached to it, and it's got some utility. Like, it doesn't fit the mold of what I would define as a meme coin. And so, as Danksy mentioned, like, yeah, you want to look into it more. You want to understand it a bit more than a typical meme coin, because Strawberry AI doesn't speak meme coin to me, So I want to know what that utility is, and I also want to understand what's going on for it to gain attention, because it's going to need to be able to gain attention if it's going to continue to appreciate, right? So there's some different elements to it that I think make it a lot more challenging to straight evaluate. But the aspects of utility and some of the elements there, I think it's really interesting. And I, price wise and where it's at, I also think it's interesting. So yeah, we'll definitely be able to have a fun, reflective conversation come next Monday, where it's at, what we were able to find out, and whether or not it's continued to move. So
Absolutely. Yeah, if
yeah.
it tanks, don't hold me to it. But if it skyrockets, definitely hold me to it, dude. So-
If it
Gotcha.
tanks, it's because it's not a meme coin, and if it crushes it, it's because it's got some really cool aspects to it, right?
yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, I wanted to bring it up. I do feel bad because I wasn't here last week to mention it, but I do feel bad because I did post it in my Discord around 4.5 million, 5 million. So it's definitely taken a little turn from there, sitting at, what is it? I can't see it. I think it right around 18 million.
Yeah, just under 19, 1869.
Oh, it
Which
actually
is-
grew a little today.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do feel bad because I did post it quite early, but especially with the ETH Milan coming up, and that last candle that you see from that last candle, that's from token 2049 that they just went to. So I don't know what happened there. I can't speak on that, but visually looking at it, I do imagine that things went well. I can only assume that, you know what I'm saying? If it was bad, you would think that it would tank, but now that they're attending ETH Milan, I do think that that same possibility could happen. Like I said, don't hold me to it. Like, it's very open ended, especially at the market cap it's at compared to the bigger tokens. But I don't know. I'm very interested in it, especially, like I said, I'm biased because it has went up since my entry, and I just wanted to keep going. But I don't know. It's interesting, like you said. It is interesting because it does have that meme aspect to it, but it is a utility token. So I don't know. It could go either way. I'm definitely interested in the conversation we have about it next week.
For sure. And with that, I think unless anyone's got anything further, I am about to shut her down and make sure I get some dinner on the table. Anything else, guys?
No, I
No,
appreciate you
me
guys
too, bro.
coming on. It's Tyler and Crypto Bird from Elite Wealth Strategies. We tagged him in the post. I mean, every Monday we come in, change up the whole crypto landscape, predict where the market's going to go for the next week, and then come back next Monday, do the same thing. Rhodes and I from Bridgely Labs, we have our links on our Twitter. That's probably the best place to reach out to us. I think both Bridgely Labs and Elite Wealth Strategy have Discords and where we post alpha, like this strawberry AI. Definitely gonna look into that for next week. Hopefully it still goes up, and hopefully I've been
Maybe
entered.
tingle a little bit.
Yeah. But appreciate you guys coming on every Monday. Yeah, look forward to next Monday, and we'll further discuss this, and hopefully we'll be at that like 65, 70K mark on Bitcoin, and it's good times.
Facts,
Absolutely.
man.
I do want to throw this out there, though. I'm pretty sure I said it before, but I'm very happy about this. I do love the little partnership that we got going on, and you guys are legends, and I absolutely love coming in here and listening to your viewpoints and having a discussion about it. And the fact that it's not like, oh, we're gonna come in here and just show what we want. You know, we actually talk about the market and stuff like that. And then Tyler knows I'm kind of more specific on what I invest in and what I'm not. I usually don't care about, but I do love hearing the viewpoints of what you guys are doing and things like that. But I love the partnership overall. I like that we're working together and trying to give people alpha and letting them hear maybe what they want to hear, or maybe they don't want to hear it, but they should. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to give you guys a big congratulations and for all putting this together and keeping it going, and just a big shout out and nothing but love.
Much love. Yeah, it's been fun, and
Absolutely.
they'll keep it going, and the conversations have been good, and depth and breadth of them have been good as well, and yeah, I mean, we will continue to crush it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Awesome, guys.
See you guys next
Appreciate
Monday.
you.
Appreciate it.
See you next
Sounds good.
Monday.
Take care,
and
everyone.
can't wait